Hi, I'm TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast, and I ask that you like, share, and comment on this video. Thanks for watching. All I gotta say is, who dat?
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. There's all dog around this mug. I'm good.
Hey, what's going on with that nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, and yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And we're live right now, and it's 10:07 Eastern Standard Time here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And you know it got to be for a special reason, because your boy don't normally do shows in the off season this late. So you know it got to be something important. And we now know the 2023 schedule for your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. So we're going to be talking about that on this episode. Shouts out to everybody that checked out Big Talk Sports with my guys Mike, Sean, Jay, and DJ. Shouts out to those brothers over there doing a really good job. So shouts out to everybody that checked that out. They're breaking down the NFC South schedule. Definitely going to get back on that show, talk a little bit more about the NFC South and some of the, the games and key matchups. But let's go ahead and talk about the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints going into the 2023 season. High expectations, have an opportunity to right the wrongs of yesteryear, right? The Saints didn't make the playoffs last season, finished the season 7-10, had a lot of injuries. Injuries to Jameis Winston, injuries to Jarvis Landry, injuries to Michael Thomas. Offensive line has some injuries across the board. I mean, the list goes on and on. But the Saints going to the 2023 season with a lot of optimism, and it's because of the easy schedule that they have, right? According to schedule makers, right? They say that the Saints, when it comes to strength of schedule, the Saints are almost dead last when it comes to strength of schedule. So when you look at it, you should think that the Saints should be a shoo-in for the playoffs. But let's go ahead and break it down. Let's take a look at the 2023 schedule for those that may not have checked it out. Going to pull it up on the screen here. All right, so you have the 2023 schedule that is available right now. Preseason games, the Saints play Kansas City, the Chargers, and the Houston Texans, which is kind of like a, annual thing, playing the Texans in preseason. Then you have week one. The Saints have a home game, a home opener versus the Tennessee Titans. Week two, they take on the Carolina Panthers. Week three, the Packers. Week four, the Buccaneers at home. Week five, the New England Patriots. Away game, also another away game back-to-back. They have the Houston Texans. The Jacksonville Jaguars is a home game. Away against the Indianapolis Colts. Home game versus the Bears. Away game versus the Vikings. Away game versus the Falcons, 3 straight home games, the Detroit Lions, Carolina Panthers, New York Football Giants, and then you have 2 away games, the Rams and the Buccaneers, and you finish up the season versus the Atlanta Falcons at home. So as you look at the 2023 schedule, one thing that I actually alluded to and talked about a little bit on Big Talk Sports, I talked a little bit about a lot of controlled condition games that the Saints have. You have a lot of dome teams on the schedule. You look at the Indianapolis Colts. You look at the Houston Texans. You look at the fact that the Saints have 8 home games inside of a dome. Another home game against the Atlanta Falcons. The Saints played 9 dome games per season, at least. Like, you go into the season knowing that the Saints are going to play at least 9 home games. They play 8 home games at home, and then you have the one game against the Atlanta Falcons. So if you add on teams like the Texans, add on teams like the Rams, like all these are controlled condition games. So you got about 12 games where you don't have to worry about weather conditions or anything like that. You just got to go out there and just buckle down and play your game. I'm going to say this. I'm going to continue to say it. I don't care who likes it. I don't care if people continue to say that I'm not a real Saints fan. I'm not true. I'm always being pessimistic about the team. I give not a damn what anybody thinks about this. Dennis Allen is the main reason why I am concerned about the Saints in 2023. Dennis Allen is the main reason that I'm concerned about the New Orleans Saints in 2023. Has nothing to do with the players, has nothing to do with the schedule. This is do or die for Dennis Allen. If Dennis Allen does not lead the New Orleans Saints to the playoffs, the guy needs to go. It's just that simple. I'm not a pom-pom raiser. I'm not one of those guys that just sit up there and just going to tell you all type of nice stuff just because it sounds good. And I'm definitely not one of those Saints fans that are just absolutely delusional. And no matter what the adversity or what the problem is, I'm going to look past that. If that's what you want to do, fine. But I have a wait and see approach when it comes to this team, because I know for a fact, no matter what the schedule looks like, it's going to come down to situational football. It's going to come down to the coaches. It's going to come down to execution. And last season, what we seen from the New Orleans Saints left a lot to be desired. And it had nothing to do with the players that they had on the field. They had very talented players. These players didn't just fall off a turnip truck and just became slow overnight. It had a lot to do with execution. So I hope that the New Orleans Saints can be a much better football team. I hope that Dennis Allen can be more adjusted to the team going into the second year. And I hope that the New Orleans Saints can take advantage of a schedule that works in their favor. Because if it doesn't, there's nothing a New Orleans Saints organization member, front office person can tell me that can sell me on Dennis Allen going into his third season as the New Orleans Saints head coach. Do I think the New Orleans Saints can make the playoffs? Yes, I do. Do I think the Saints should make the playoffs? Yes, I do. I'm not going to give, my records and my predictions. Y'all know how I roll. I do that towards the beginning of the season. But I will say that the New Orleans Saints have a lot to prove. If you cannot muster up at least 10 wins with this schedule, there's nothing that you can tell me, and there's nothing you can sell me when it comes to Dennis Allen. That is my only issue with this team. If it was someone else, I would be super excited and over the hill about what this schedule looks like. I mean, you look at this, right? You look at these schedule. You're playing. Let me pull this up again, okay? And then I'll go to the comments. We'll pull this up again. All right. Let's start with week 1. All right. You got Ryan Tannehill as the quarterback, I'm pretty sure, right? If it's not Ryan Tannehill, it's Malik Willis, a guy who the Tennessee Titans aren't that sure about, or Will Levis, a rookie, a guy who fell in the draft. Then you got the Carolina Panthers going up against Bryce Young, who's a rookie, who still is trying to figure things out. You got Jordan Love, who every regular season game I've seen him play in, I ain't counting preseason. In preseason last year when they played the Saints, he looked good. But I'm talking about an actual real regular season, he didn't look like a really good quarterback, right? He played so bad one time, I think they took Aaron Rodgers out the game and then they put him back in. That's how bad this dude was playing, right? Then you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield. You don't know what you're going to get with the New England Patriots. Rather, it's going to be Bailey Zappi or Mac Jones or somebody else. You got C.J. Stroud, who's a rookie. You got Trevor Lawrence. That's probably the most adversity you're going to come into right away as a starting quarterback. Anthony Richardson or Gardner Minshew against the Indianapolis Colts. Justin Fields, even though he does some positive things, still we don't know what he is as a passer. Kirk Cousins, Mr. Mediocrity himself. Desmond Ridder. Come on, man, give me a freaking break. If you cannot muster up at least 10 wins with a schedule like this, I don't want to hear nothing about no Dennis Allen. I don't care what the talking heads say. I don't care what those guys that's out here talking about. Man, well, it's the defense, it's the offense. Dennis Allen is doing his best. Miss me with that nonsense, okay? You know what I'm saying? Miss me with that nonsense. I ain't trying to hear none of that, right? You got Derek Carr, the guy that you wanted. You got Joe Woods, your new defensive coordinator, who you wanted. Marcus Robinson, your secondary coach, who you wanted. You retained Pete Carmichael, who you wanted, right? And not to mention all of the draft picks, all the guys that you signed in offseason were your decisions. Those were your decisions. So I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to see shows being led off by guys giving fluff news. And I am going to read the riot act to all them trolls and fanboys out there. I'm just being 100. If you come at me with some you ain't a real Saints fan stuff, if the team is struggling and they have no business losing some of these games, I am going to read you the riot act. I'm dead serious. Don't come at me with no rose-colored glasses on. Don't come at me with no nonsense about, man, we're going to turn the corner. I got faith. I got hope. Miss me with that nonsense. They better win at least 10 football games. At least 10 football games. At least. There's no excuse in 2023 for me. You can have some excuses last year. I can understand about the coaching staff and all that kind of stuff there, plug and play. Not this season. Not this season. So if you're coming at me talking about, give it some time, this, that, nah. Miss me with that nonsense. I am not going to take it. I'm going at, y'all know me. I'm going at every fanboy out here that if this team starts off struggling against teams that they have no business struggling with, I'm going at you. I'm going at your neck. For real. No cold motors in 2023 and no fanboys in 2023. If you coming at me with some fanboy banter, I'm calling you out. I don't care where you're from. I don't care who you are. I'm calling you out. Simply put. Let me go ahead and read some of these comments. I'm fired up, as y'all can hear. Don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mud. It better be all dog, Chosen. It better be all dog. It better not be puppies. It better not be puppy power. It better not be kibbles and bits. It better be full pedigree adult big bag. You know what I'm saying? Big bag. Y'all see them big bags of dog food? I'm talking Sam's Club dog food right now. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Big adult dog food. We ain't eating no kibbles and bits. We ain't eating no Caesar. What my wife feeds our dogs. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 Yorkies. Don't miss me with that. We want some adult pedigree dry dog food up in this thing. That's for the big dogs. If you're feeling what I'm saying, let me get a roof up in the chat. Give me a dog emoji or a roof. Real. No cold motors and no puppies up in this thing. We want some full, straight up dogs in 2023. I don't have one, but I'm creating one soon, so I'll let you know, guys. Not sure about what that was about, but whatever you're creating, good luck to you, Dana. Says who that TJ and the rest of the Saints Nation. Says no Sunday night games. I look at this. Okay, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. And this may not be popular opinion, but they don't deserve it. You gotta earn it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta earn it, and you gotta look appealing in the process. Let's be real. Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm not that host that just feeds fluff. Let's be honest about this. The games that we seen on primetime television from the New Orleans Saints, we didn't want to watch. If we were not Saints fans, if we were not true to black and gold, if we didn't have black and gold in our soul, we probably would be asleep somewhere getting ready for work on Monday or getting ready for work on Friday if it was on Thursday night. Them games were an embarrassment. Now, you can probably say, well, they had Derek Carr. Derek Carr is an upgrade. He's a better quarterback. But at the same time, there's still unanswered questions about Derek Carr. There's still unanswered questions. Yes, he's a guy who had 33 NFL comebacks throughout his career. but you also have a guy who only been to the playoffs one time in his 8-year career. So let's not poo-poo on that. Let's just be simple. Like, you got to earn it, right? This ain't no participation award. This ain't it, right? You got to earn your keep. If the Saints go out here and they make it to the playoffs, they get themselves a deep run, then next year in 2024, you'll probably see more primetime games because they earn them. When I watched the Saints on Monday night against Tampa, Lord knows that game made me sick to my stomach. The game versus the Arizona Cardinals made me sick to my freaking stomach. And I know it did for you too. You got to earn it, man. It can't just be because, oh, man, I'm a Saints fan and I love this team. I want to see them on primetime. What have they done besides lay an egg and embarrass themselves on national television? Seriously. Y'all seen the games. I'm not saying this to be controversial. I'm just telling you from what we all seen. I mean, the classic line, keep doing what you're doing. That was a primetime game, right? When Andy Dalton threw back-to-back pick sixes. You got to earn your keep, man. You got to earn your keep. To me, it's like letting you in a club because your daddy was a member or your mama was a member. Like, what have you done? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not legacy here. It's not like you played in a fraternity or sorority and you legacy. Oh, we're gonna let you in. No, man, you got to earn your keep. This team has not made the playoffs in 2 years, folks. They have not made the playoffs. And then when they played on national TV, it wasn't looking good. So if they go out here with Derek Carr, with this schedule that was generated, if they go out here and they perform at a high level, then next year you'll see more primetime games. Because what you have is a veteran quarterback in Derek Carr who can see the field, game is slowed down for him, and put the team in the best position to succeed. You got Chris Olave taking that step forward. You got Kendre Miller going into his second season. You still got Jamal Williams and all these other guys. So you have a team that is worth watching. Right now, we have a team that we think is worth watching. And nobody ain't trying to sell people on that. Like, you may not like this, but when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got Tom Brady, it's Tom freaking Brady. Tom Brady went to 5 Super Bowls? Well, he won 5 Super Bowls, been to 9, right? That's a lot of cachet right here. So I can understand why Tampa automatically just got so many primetime games. The same reason why the Jets, who has not done nothing at all for the most part, they got Aaron Rodgers. Now they got more primetime games. It's about eyes on product, right? It's about eyes on product and what people are going to want to see. Ain't nobody checking for no guys that's going to be out here fumbling the football all over the place, throwing interceptions and falling all over themselves. You know what people going to do? They're going to be like, click, change the channel. So if you want primetime games, you got to earn it. You got to earn it. Like anything in life, you got to earn it. Nothing in life is free. The only thing you can get that's free is salvation. They say salvation is free. That's it for all my Bible users out there. Week 1, we must stop Derrick Henry. Defensive line and linebacker need to put pressure on the quarterback and stop Derrick. That's the key. That's the key. And also, Linda, I'm kind of happy that they're actually starting against the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to tell you why. Because the same thing that Linda alluded to, because that is a great point. When you look at the Tennessee Titans, tough offensive line, right? Physical running back, right? Try to set up the play action. This is like one of those games where you better bring your big boy pants and you better bring a lunch pail because you're about to go to work. And this is one of those games that set the tone. It is to tell us what type of team you're going to have in 2023. So coming out, playing against the Tennessee Titans is going to set the tone for what this season can actually be, right? If you come out there falling all over yourself, embarrassing yourself, then we got a lot to we're going to be a long season. Going to be a long season. Nobody on this schedule gives me chills. This whole season depends on Dennis Allen. Only trouble I see is with the Panthers later on in the season. Bryce will figure it out and start playing. Well, look, I like the Carolina Panthers' chances of winning this division, right? I mean, they had some issues last season, and You know, they were still winning games even though they didn't have a really good quarterback, right? So I expect for them to be better because I got a lot of faith in Frank Reich. I think that Frank Reich is the best coach in this division. May not be popular opinion once again, but that's the way that I feel. He has been to the playoffs. He has coached in crucial situations. And on top of that, he has a reputation of being able to develop quarterbacks and turning struggling offenses into efficient ones. So when you have a coach like that, you got to be a little bit nervous to see what a team is going to be like, especially a team like the Carolina Panthers that had potential last season. So the Saints better catch up. Bucks better catch up. Falcons better catch up, or you're gonna find yourself on the outside looking in. Dude, Baker Mayfield is your quarterback. There is nothing more to say. Go troll somewhere else. Look, I don't know who's saying anything about Baker Mayfield or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but the schedule makers showed you what they think about y'all. Seriously. Y'all went from being one of the most watched teams on primetime. Y'all had 3 o'clock games, primetime games because of Tom Brady. I told you, and I'm going to continue to say it. Ain't nobody checking for no weak Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Seriously. Look, it is what it is. The team is weak, and nobody wants to watch them unless Tom Brady is the quarterback. And y'all figuring that out now. Oh, man, we on top. Man, we running the show. Man, people won't see the Bucks. Bucks Nation. Man, go Bucks. Nobody is checking for no Bucks, man. People were checking for Brady, right? I haven't seen many Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the chat like I once did before. I mean, I don't know where it's at. I don't know where y'all at. Are y'all under this table? Or y'all over there? Are y'all outside my window? I don't know where you're at. It just seems like to me like y'all just retired with Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all trying to muster up enough confidence to say, oh, we gonna win the division. You ain't saying it with your whole chest. You're stuttering with it. You know what I'm saying? You're going, Joe, we gonna win a division, right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all sounded like Jack Jenkins, you know what I'm saying, on Harlem Night. We gonna win the division. Man, miss me with that. I don't see y'all up in this thing. Where y'all at? Where, like the intro of the song, where they at though? I don't see you. And we all knew this. We all knew this from the jump. As soon as Tom Brady retired, we knew that we weren't gonna see many of y'all. Y'all coming. Y'all used to come in droves, right? Y'all came in packs. It was a multitude of y'all, right? It was legions of y'all when Tom Brady was here. When y'all was grandstanding and hot dogging all over the place and telling us how great y'all are. But I don't hear that anymore. Change. What happened? What happened? I mean, did the Buccaneers stop playing in the NFL? I don't know. Somebody tell me. I mean, do they have 31 teams in the league now instead of 32? I don't know. But not a lot of Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans are saying it with their whole chest. They're not. Ain't nobody too much saying it with their whole chest these days, man. They quieted church mice over here. Squeak, squeak. What happened? What happened to them boys? I don't know. 1, 2 in the chat used to have like 9, 10 of y'all. Now all of a sudden, like they nowhere to be found. What is going on here? What are we doing? The last game against the Panthers, bro, still can't believe they thought Dalton was the option to keep for the rest of the season. Yeah, that tells you everything that you need to know right there. Got a lot of making up to do if you're Dennis Allen. Hit that like button and subscribe to the SOTS on your way in. Appreciate that, King Arthur. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Much love to you, man. Thanks for looking out. The defense still going to be top 10 regardless. I think we will average 27 a game this season. I hope so. I hope they do. Yes, Carr has to prove that he can play no excuses with the Saints, but I'm worried because of our head coach. That's my only issue. That's my only issue. If Dennis Allen can, man, he can at least 30-40% better than what he did last season, y'all should make the playoffs. You ain't even got to be 100% better. Except when Carr gets in the red zone, then he looks like Andy Dalton. Yeah, that he does have issues with the red zone, and he has had them throughout his career. Let's see. I'll put money on the Bucks having more wins than the Saints this season. You say that the Bucks are going to have more wins than the Saints this season.
You smoke crack, don't you? Look at me, boy. Don't you smoke crack?
It might not be popular, but you ain't lying. The moment they hired Frank Reich, I knew Carolina was going to be a problem. I agree. I agree, man. Everybody know what I feel about how I feel about Frank Reich. I definitely like if the Saints was thinking about moving on from Dennis Allen, Frank Reich was my first choice. I know a lot of people' first choice was Eric Bieniemy, justifiably so, but mine was Frank Reich. TJ, we need that Jack Jenkins Harlem Nights clip for this season. Okay, yeah, we definitely got to bring that back. We definitely got to bring back the Jack Jenkins. I'll make sure I bring back Jack Jenkins. I'll find it somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's around here somewhere. Let's see, TJ, there with the bandwagoners who hope teams just to oppose LeBron. Well, look, that's all they do, man. Like, I can't stand grandstanding fans. I can't stand fake fans. And I'm going to be honest with you, I do my research. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a guy going for his PhD. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing research. And I'm looking at some of this energy. I'm seeing these, man, Brady, what y'all going to do with Brady? Tampa Bay. Then I start looking deeper into their social media, and I start finding like San Francisco 49ers tweets, 49ers outfits they didn't had on, and you know what I'm saying? They changing teams like a person changed their draws. And I'm like, man, how you gonna sit up here and grandstand like this? You don't think nobody can see you or something? Like, man, seriously. But you have a lot of grandstanders out there. Now, if you're not a grandstander, of course I'm not talking to you, but they got a lot out there. Y'all know they do. They need to stop lying. Stop playing, man. Y'all know they be grandstanding. The energy for the Tampa Bay fan base was not as strong as it was over the last 3 years versus what it was the last 20 years. It wasn't. And look, I can understand it, right? You know, you won the Super Bowl back in 2020. You know, like you won a division. Like, I get all that, but man, you got to stay loyal. You can't just sit up there and be dancing, hitting the dance floor, doing the break dance, moonwalking and everything like that, get the standing ovation, and then go sit down and act like people ain't gonna ask you to dance again. You know, like, don't act like that. Like, we want to see you. Keep that same energy. I'll screen record this. Keep that same energy for seasoned Aints fans. Man, you can screenshot anything that you want to screenshot. We don't shy away like some of you Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans do. We don't do that, right? All my takes, we keep these things up, rather they bad or rather they good. But ain't nobody checking for no Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay does not strike fear in nobody's heart in this chat. That includes the Falcon fans that's in there or the Panthers fans that's in here. They strike no fear. Like, nobody cares. Like, nobody cares about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at all. Seriously, nobody cares about them. The NFL don't even care about y'all. If they did, then why wouldn't they give y'all more primetime games? Y'all won the division last year. So shouldn't y'all have first dibs on the primetime games? How is it that the Saints have more primetime games than y'all do? Ooh. How come the Panthers got more primetime games than y'all do? Ooh. Give me a break, man. Seriously. Nobody cares about y'all. Like, honestly, the only reason why they cared was because of Tom Brady. And in this case, the only way people care about y'all now, y'all gonna have to hit y'all wagon to other NFC South teams, because that's how y'all bread was buttered for the last 20 years. TJ already read that one. Let me scroll down a little bit. Say, TJ, you don't think if DA allows the OC to do his job and just focus on the defense, his stronger suit, that we can have a better chance. Look, as a head coach, you got to have your hands on everything. Like, we can't roll like this. Like, you can't. If you start doing stuff like that, then it's just a matter of time before things go awry. You got to have your hands everywhere. I ain't saying you got to go over here and coach the offense, because that's not that's not your strong suit. Your defense is. But at the same time, you should have an understanding about what Pete Carmichael is trying to do. But if you are asking, should he allow Pete Carmichael to cook? Why not? Right? You retained him, right? You believe in him, right? You feel like he's the guy, right? So let him do what he got to do. And if it fall flat on his face, let him fall flat on his face. But I think somebody said this before. I can't remember who it was, but Pete Carmichael more than likely going to be the scapegoat if things don't go right. Anyway, y'all know that, right? You know, as soon as like things go awry, the season don't go the way that it should go. Watch what I tell you. They're gonna start blaming Pete Carmichael, and Pete Carmichael gonna rather get his offensive play calling duties taken, or they're gonna end up letting them go. Watch what I tell you. Facts, I'm telling y'all now, we have an easy schedule, and we was all last year boring. Don't expect us to be talking, be the talk of the media if we win, because they're gonna say we have an easy schedule. We supposed to. Yep, get yourself prepared for that. So if the Saints start winning and all that kind of stuff, you know, that's the reason why they ain't really talking about it. I hope our team's going to get revenge games against Carolina Black Kittens week 2 at Charlotte, and hope that we get smashed on a you know what. I hope Derek Carr get them players together with offensive linemen on the field. Ignore them toxic fake haters on the bandwagon. Enough with this Tom Brady bull-ish. In the deep voice, he retired from football for real. I agree with all that you said. I hope that the Saints beat the Carolina Panthers, and we all know that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans are quiet as church mice just because of what you just said. Tom Brady ain't here no more. So there you go. This whole season boils down to one thing: Denise Allen. Plain and simple. If we don't make the playoffs, I'm retiring until he's gone. Oh man, Dennis Allen, man, you got to get it done. It's a dude named Huawei on here who apparently had a Raiders channel for years, and since Carr has been gone, he runs an NFL channel and has been covering the Saints. Carr only fan coming. Well, look, I ain't got no problem with that at all, and if that's what he feels, then you know I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to change some things up. Just like with me, you know, not only do I do the State of the Saints podcast now, but I do the Gumbo Pot. It's about, you know, having opportunities to grow and develop. And sometimes, you know, there are situations that reveal themselves to give you that opportunity to grow. And if he's doing that, then fine. And you also have a lot of Derek Carr fans who are over that are watching the Saints now because of Derek Carr. I know quite a few shows we've done here. You know, I see a Raider fan or two that's in the chat because of Derek Carr. So I think that people want to see Derek Carr succeed. Just like you have some Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans that wanted to see Jameis Winston succeed. A lie, but I'll be ticked. Who that for life, baby? Back to the basement, sucking ears fan. Don't worry, TJ fired the Candace 2021 got axed by me. Ah, man, this man say he gonna put money on it, man. Shoot, you should have took his money. You should have took his money. Easy money you gonna ever get. Who that, TJ? Let me know if you're playing or the Titty a Saints home game this year. If so, let me know which one, and I'll go to and we can link up. Keep up the good work on the Gumbo podcast as well. Appreciate that, Hoodie Jew. Man, I plan on going to quite a few Saints games this season. I definitely plan on going to the first game of the season against the Tennessee Titans. Definitely gonna be going to that Monday night game in Charlotte because they ain't number 3 hours away from me there. So, and then on top of that, man, shouts out to the rest of the NFL teams that's out here who are nice enough to allow me to sit in the press box and be able to cover the game. Shouts out to the teams, you know what I'm saying, I reached out to and gave me that opportunity. Unlike one team that maybe if I start talking about how great Dennis Allen is, maybe I'll get that opportunity. But hey, let's see. TJ, I was about to say, hit that walk here. I already hit it. I've never seen a head coach with that sassy walk. Right. That's that's funny, man. I mean, I thought for real, like I can't remember, man. Forgive me who brought that up, but I did not know that I still had that soundbite on there. So it definitely got resurrected because I thought that I was gonna hit the Betty Wright version of it, which is the cleanup woman, but I forgot that I put the Beyonce instrumental behind that, but it's hilarious. That picture of Pax is too cute, TJ, and who that fam. Thanks, Pammy. A shouts out to Cotton Creations, a very talented young lady. She comes to like a lot of the events that we have for the radio station, and She puts no, she draws this sketch art. I also have one in front of me of my wife. So shouts out to Cotton Creation. Shouts out to Lily. She does a really good job, man. So I mean, and also like if you all want some sketch art, just look up Cotton Lily. She does a really good job. She'll mail it to you. Let's see, TJ, what are them tickets looking like for that Tennessee game? Yeah, I'm not too sure, man. I'm not too sure what the tickets look like right now, but I plan on being in that number. No pun intended. If anybody gonna be in Houston, let's link up. That'll be a good game to go to. I'm gonna take a look at the schedule. And I'm gonna try to see what games I actually can attend. How can DA be that skinny and still have moves? Yellow Sassy Walk that like button one time and keep supporting SOTS movement. Kai, thank you for that, man. Appreciate that, Kai. Shouts out to Kai, man. Kai the great up in this thing. Shouts out to him, man. Rolling with the State of the Saints. I don't know how long. Definitely one of the OGs of the show. Definitely one of the OGs. Like back in the 10 subscriber days right there. That one of them 10 subscriber days right there. I'm gonna stroll back up because I think I missed quite a few here. Let's see. That's facts, my brother. We have to go and take care of business. They will have no choice but to put you on prime time if you do what you have to do on the field. I agree with that one. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. You know, like if you want to be in prime time, then you know you got to get it done. You got to get it done. I looked at a film study of Foskey, excuse me, man. That false step looked like it could be an issue of a habit with him. Well, if you look at this guy, man, I want to say, man, he had more sacks in one season than any player in Notre Dame history or something like that. Like that's crazy. Like think about how talented and how good Notre Dame has been in college football throughout the years. And this guy, like I like him, man. I know some people feel like he's gonna be a rotational guy. Shouts out to my guy Emory Hunt. I think he mentioned that, but I don't think I agree with it. I think he's gonna be that guy that we've been looking for the last 5 years. I think he can be that guy. Appreciate the love, TJ. You keep grinding and shining, player. All love. Appreciate that, man. And appreciate you for sticking with the show for so long. The defensive line will be tested early when Henry comes to town. Yeah. So they better be ready. And like I said, I'm happy that they get in this game, the first game of the season, because like you can't be around this thing tiptoeing through the tulips against a team like the Tennessee Titans. Try saying that 5 times fast. Tiptoeing through the tulips with the Tennessee Titans. Woo! All I will say is that it's one game at a time for me. This is make it or break it for DA. Yeah, I wrote an article, man, on GumboPodSports.com. Please check out Gumbo Pod Sports and please subscribe to that. Put a lot of hard work and dedication into it, man. Trying to give you all really good quality content. Check out the article that I wrote on Dennis Allen being a do or die season for him. GumboPodSports.com once again. But I was talking about that. So yes, it definitely is a do or die season for him because there's nothing you can do to try to sell me on Dennis Allen if you can't get it done this season. Who really coaching up our quarterbacks, Dennis, Pete, or someone else behind the scenes? Well, you got to throw around a Curry in there. You know, he's coaching up the quarterbacks. Pete Carmichael is another guy. So, you know, those are the guys that we're relying on, you know, to be able to get the best out of these quarterbacks. I like them a very high motor. Yeah, you already know how we roll in 2023. No cold motors off in this thing. No cold motors off in this thing, right? Do you think the Saints should bring back PJ Williams for depth and versatility? Well, yeah. I mean, look, I think that PJ Williams has done enough in order for him to, you know, get an opportunity to be back with the Saints. But I do think that the Saints are going to try to go in a different direction. I think PJ Williams, he'll bounce back, man. Somebody will sign him. I mean, he's done enough at the safety position to be on the field. My biggest concern has been PJ's health over the last couple of years. But, you know, I think he'll probably end up being with the Denver Broncos because you know that Sean Payton loved him, man. Sean Payton loved PJ Williams. I mean, Sean Payton has given PJ Williams so many opportunities. I mean, a lot of 1-year deals, but I mean, he has made a lot of money off them 1-year deals. And you have to get as a testament to how well he plays too, the fact that the team continue to re-sign him. Thanks for all the information you put out. I have a 40-minute commute, and this show and Ross Jackson is what I watch. Thank you, bro. Kevin, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. And shouts out to my guy, Ross Jackson out there on Locked On Saints. Does an outstanding job covering the team and just a great individual, a really good person, like really, really nice person, man. Like I cannot be more happier for a human being. And like, I mean, if anybody deserves the success that they're getting, the attention that they're getting, is Ross Jackson. He deserves every bit of it because what you all see on camera is who that guy is behind the scenes. And I've had the pleasure to, talk to him and I can call him a friend, and he's a great person. So he deserves all the success that's coming his way. So shouts out to Ross. If you're watching this right now, Ross, man, you're killing it, man. And I couldn't be more happier for a better better individual. Let's see. Davenport had that issue too, TJ. I agree about Foskey. I want him to work on exploding of his planted foot instead of false stepping, switching the foot. You push off at the snap, cost you seconds. Well, I tell you this, Ken Arthur. This might be a hot take, but I don't care. Isaiah Foskey can end up being like DeMarcus Ware. I see DeMarcus Ware when I watch this dude. I see DeMarcus Ware. Like the dude reminds me of DeMarcus Ware when I see him play. Like the fact that he has 6 forced fumbles, man. 6 forced fumbles. Like that's how DeMarcus Ware got so many sacks. A lot of people just think like, oh, he putting his hand on the ground. DeMarcus Ware would, be going up against offensive linemen and he'll reach his hand out and just bat the ball down. Now, sometimes the ball might come back to the offense, but guess what? That counts as a sack. And a lot of what I'm seeing out of him is size, his speed, how DeMarcus Ware, when he first came into the league out of Troy, how he was and how he developed. Like a lot of what Isaiah Foskey is, I see DeMarcus Ware, man. I'm telling you, I see a lot of DeMarcus Ware in that dude. And if he can really live up to his potential and they can develop him, like that guy's going to be a problem. I'm telling you, I'm talking 15, 16 sack type dude. That's what I think about that dude. Seriously. I hope defensive linemen are going to get dominated on every team in NFL history in 2023 for real. I don't care what them dirty bird, lame, black, pussycats, and dead Tom Brady list sucking is. Just keep that same energy. We're going to get to the top. Kings of the NFC South. Theme rock music, TJ. Well, look, I like the energy. I like the optimism. I definitely like the slander of the other teams. But I'm still with a wait and see. I gotta see this, man. I can't jump out the window. If I were jumping out the window, then I guess I would be a Falcon fan. Let's see, TJ. How often do you expect Shaheed to be in the slot as opposed to A.T. Perry? Well, I think that you're going to see Shaheed get more opportunities than A.T. Perry, unless A.T. Perry just goes out there and just kill it. I think A.T. Perry is more of an insurance policy because you can't trust the health of Michael Thomas. Sorry. Like Michael Thomas, want him to be able to resurrect his career, want him to be able to play all 17 games, but A.T. Perry is Michael Thomas' replacement and an insurance policy. That's why I feel like the Saints got him. That's the reason why I feel like the New Orleans Saints drafted him. So I think that Shaheed is more than likely going to get more reps because I do think that Rashid Shaheed deserves to get more reps. If he could build off the momentum from last season, which I don't understand why he shouldn't. I think that Shaheed should get those opportunities. And if you line him up in a slot, man, that's going to be a problem. Shaheed needs to be out there 10 times as much as last year. I agree. Facts, TJ. Scouts compared him to Ware. Look, I didn't even know what Scouts said, but that's what I see. That's what I see when I watch that guy. That guy reminds me of DeMarcus Ware. TJ speak that Fauci prediction into existence. I mean, just go and watch him. Just go and watch him. Man, like it's like watching the second coming of DeMarcus Ware. TJ with the defensive, with this defense, G. Let's see. Love y'all. Just had to get that off my chest. Real over rich. I just subscribed to the Gumbo Pie Sports Podcast. Y'all go do it too. Yeah, man, check it out, man. The Gumbo Pie Sports Podcast. That's available on YouTube too, man. I talk about other topics. A lot of times, I also share the State of the Saints podcast on that channel too. But also like do other episodes. And to be quite honest with you, I just wanted to branch out and do something a little bit different, man. Like had opportunity to go to the Combine, Senior Bowl, met so many different people that represent different teams. Shouts out to my girl Isha, who's gonna be on the show next week. She's a part of the Dallas Cowboy media team. I met her out there with the Combine. She's gonna be chopping it up with me about the Dallas Cowboys. So it's just another outlet. If you love sports, the NFL in general, and just want like a little bit of a different take, I mean, I say check it out. I put a lot of hard work into every podcast that I do, of course, but I really love doing this. Just creating, this platform, and I just love sports, man. I just love it. I do want to add some more things to it. Definitely want to get into it, man. Get my boy Big Q. On the Gumbo Pie, especially when we talking about boxing. He's a big boxing fan, just like me. And I just want to be able to talk about more sports, man. So definitely check it out if you're into like sports. Check out the Gumbo Pie Sports Podcast. Says, what are your thoughts about Alvin Kamara's suspension is going to be, TJ? My thoughts about that is the more quiet this situation is, the longer it prolongs itself, the better. Because I said it once and I'll say it again. Until the jury reach a verdict, the judge reaches a verdict, you can't do anything with Alvin Kamara, right? You're innocent until proven guilty. So unless there's a verdict that comes out in the next couple of months, then that means that the NFL will render a verdict on Alvin Kamara. But you have to give the Saints credit that they went out and got Kendre Miller as an insurance policy. I know I probably maxed out that term, but they're using them as an insurance policy. And I think it's a smart decision because you can't be waiting around and saying, okay, man, we don't know what's going to go on with Alvin, but, we're not going to try to get a running back. And then, of course, even if Alvin plays, I mean, Alvin has been kind of banged up over the last couple of years too. So if you can have another guy that can come in and serve as a backup if Alvin goes down or Alvin has to serve a suspension, it's a plus. But the longer this process prolongs itself, I think there's a better chance that you're going to see Alvin Kamara in 2023 as well. TJ, between the defense, a decent quarterback, better injury luck, and the sassiest coach in the league, we can't fail. Cue the bad B-walk. Okay, I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to cue the bad B-walk. Once again, it says, TJ, between this defense, a decent quarterback, better injury luck, and the sassiest coach in the league, we can't fail. Gumbo is always good. Yeah, I appreciate that, Slim. Appreciate that, man. What about the new tight end? Okay, Foster Moreau. How about that? Foster Moreau. Okay, Moreau. All right. So all the people out there that's hitting me up talking about, I was calling them Monroe. Foster Moreau. Okay. I think that Foster Moreau is a really good tight end. He is an upgrade from Adam Troutman. He is an upgrade. Foster Moreau is a guy that I feel like can help the New Orleans Saints in the red zone. Foster Moreau, who has 91 catches, 1,107 yards, and 12 touchdowns throughout his career, has done more and has been more busier than that of an Adam Troutman. I'm not calling him Troutman. I'm calling him Troutman because he dropped a lot of passes in crucial situations. But hopefully Adam Troutman can go to Denver and resurrect his career because he felt the New Orleans Saints is holding him back. Do I feel like Troutman is going to be a better tight end in Denver than he was in New Orleans? Yeah, because Sean Payton knows him and he'll find something to do with him, right? He'll find something to do with him. But Foster Moreau, out of New Orleans, a native of New Orleans, went to Jesuit High School, LSU alumni. I think that he's going to be really good. And I think the combination of him and Derek Carr, the chemistry they had with the Raiders, I think that, is going to be helpful. But I'm really looking at Juwan Johnson taking that extra step as a tight end. But I really like the signing of Foster Moreau. For all the trolls out there that want to tell me, hey, it's Moreau. Like, it's Moreau. Okay, I got it. Foster Moreau. Gotta love the trolls sometime, man. There's TJ between the deep. Already read that one. Let me scroll down a little bit. Says if Dennis Allen fails this season, he has to go. Yeah, it's time to exit stage left. TJ been looking at film, and AK produces way more with split reps. Do you think the split between him, Williams, and the rookie should be 50, 30, 20? Yeah, I think that, look, if you got some horses in a barn, man, you don't leave them locked up. You don't leave them locked up. You utilize them. Like, man, I think the Saints should have a three-headed monster. Man, shouts out to Josh. Josh has been saying this for years. Using two running back sets and using three running backs. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And now that you have the addition of Foster Moreau as a blocking tight end, and he's really good at run blocking, I think that you should run the ball. Let's see. Say it one more time, TJ. Foster Moreau. I've been saying his name wrong too. Hey, man. Hey, I'm human. I'm human, folks. I know sometimes I might get a name wrong. I might. I'm a way better writer than I am a talker. I take that back. When I'm on this show, I'm more laid back. Like, if you hear me on the air at 90.9, you probably wouldn't even know it's me, because I put a lot of emphasis on like words that I say, but I feel like I'm among family. Like, who wants to sit up here and be trying to use correct diction and all that kind of stuff there? Who does that with family? Like, just imagine, mother, how are you today? Like, who talks to their moms like that? Who talks to the cousin like that? Like, we chop, like, I like the atmosphere where we're chopping it up, like we have the barbershop or a hair salon for the ladies or the guys, what I'm saying, getting your hair twisted up, whatever, that's the kind of atmosphere I wanted, right? But I'm not about to sit up here and be like I talk on 90.9. Like, if you want to hear all that, then cool, man. But anyway, I like to have that type of atmosphere, but I'm not perfect. Like, I might mess up a name, I might mess up a tweet, but hey, I'm not perfect. I don't feel like that takes away from the fact that I know what I'm talking about. TJ, don't feel bad. Big Q, Mango, Moreau name even worse. We love both of y'all. I appreciate that, Eugene. Yeah, so shouts out to Foster Moreau. I love your podcast though, TJ. Even live through, man. Keep your show going for real. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Shouts out to you, and thank you for commenting and asking so many good questions and making good comments as well, man. Let's see. TJ, remember when Brian Westbrook was a two-headed monster system? Yeah, Brian Westbrook was Sproles before Sproles. He was Kamara before Kamara. He was like, it was Marshall Faulk. No, it was Roger Craig, Marshall Faulk. Then it was Westbrook, in my opinion. Then in comes Darren Sproles. I got so much respect for that dude. One of the most underrated players in NFL history, in my opinion. Dude does not get his flowers. He does not get his just due for being like a really good player. Eugene, Big Q, Jack, everybody name up. Well, look, hey, we're not perfect, man, but we know what we're talking about. It says the Saints roster is kind of intimidating, but the coaches aren't. Yeah. I think a lot of people would have more confidence in the team going into 2023 if this coaching staff didn't look the way that it was. Darren Sproles is one of a kind, man. Shouts out to Darren Sproles, man. I seen Darren Sproles at the combine. I think it was doing like some type of segment with him or something like that, because he was walking, had the cameraman with him. But if he ain't had that camera with him, I definitely would have fanboyed out. Sproles, can I get a picture? You know, I tried to be professional. You know, I would take pictures with people and stuff like that. You're supposed to be a member of the media and stuff like that. You know, but I would have had to take that picture. I would have to take that picture. TJ, do you see us running more 12 personnel with Foster, Morrow, and Johnson? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Because Foster Morrow is a really good pass catching tight end, like especially in the red zone. Like, go back and watch some of his highlights, but I have a bigger appreciation for his run blocking ability. I think that is something that was missing, and you know, I think that he'll be a much better asset to the team than Adam Trautman was. I remember when Darren Foles flipped Aldon Smith. Yeah, man, that's a tough guy. I mean, he about 5'6", 5'7", but he runs like he's 6'2", 6'3", like he Brandon Jacobs or something. But yeah, I have so much respect for Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles has always been great. Like, I can remember watching him at Kansas State. I'll never forget that Big 12 championship game. The Oklahoma Sooners were like just highly favored in that game. They thought that they were just going to run all over Kansas State. And this man single-handedly beat Oklahoma. Like, go back and watch the footage. Like, if you haven't seen that game, just put in Darren Sproles, Kansas State versus Oklahoma, and just watch those highlights. The guy was like on another level. And honestly, if the NFL had the mind frame like they have right now, Darren Sproles would have been a first-round draft pick. Like, I think that because of his size, and it's kind of like with the whole Cordell Stewart thing. You know, like Cordell Stewart, the NFL wasn't ready for him just yet, right? And I feel like it was the same way with Darren Sproles. Somebody had to come in to show you that, you know, if it doesn't matter the size of the guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. What matters is like the heart that he has. And now you're going to see, like, no matter what size, weight, like, if you can ball, you can ball. Like the cornerback out of Mississippi State that went to the Commanders, right? This guy's like, 165 pounds, right? But he's pick six shorty, you know what I'm saying? Like, and, you know, if you're good enough, don't matter what the size is, teams will work with you. They'll work with you. And Darren Sproles opened a lot of doors for a lot of these smaller, undersized running backs to get opportunities. I think about another guy, Boston Scott. What are your let's see, what's your team schedule prediction on 2023 schedule, TJ? That's going to come later on down the line. That I don't talk about the records of the schedule until like towards the last game of preseason. So I kind of keep that under wraps. I know people ask me and, you know, on different shows, but I just tell them, like, I don't like giving predictions. I like to wait. Because you have to take into account things that happen in the preseason, injuries that may occur. And you have to also take into account the additions that may be made to the team. So, you know, I try to wait. Westbrook and Buckhalter were a dangerous duo. Jamal could be the Buckhalter for us to AK's Westbrook, with Miller being a young Edgerrin James throwing in. I don't see too much of Edgerrin James when I look at Kendre Miller. I see more. I see more Aaron Jones with him. He reminds me of Aaron Jones, like his skill set and his ability. A little bit more powerful, little better lower center of gravity. You know, like lower body power. But I see some Aaron Jones in. TJ, they got you saying Foster Morrow all night. Yep, that's how I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it very robotically, you know, because you know, want people to know that you know, got to make sure his name right, because you know people gonna tell you Foster Morrow, Forrest Monroe. Like, okay, TJ, when you think underrated entertaining running back from the early 2000s, who pops in your mind for me, Deuce Staley, Fred Taylor, Pocket Hercules, and Clinton Portis. To be honest with you, Doug Martin for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he was pretty talented. Michael Turner the burner for the Falcons. Didn't like he used to run all over the Saints. Got to give him credit though. Let me see, in the early 2000s, Jamal Williams for the Baltimore Ravens. I liked him. He was pretty good. Very, very talented. You mentioned Clinton Portis. Clinton Portis, I would definitely put him in that conversation. Let's see. CJ Spiller when he was with Buffalo. I liked him like when he was there. Marshawn Lynch, Marshawn Lynch, he came in the league, 2008. So I liked him. But if you want to talk about like earlier 2000s, I like Ricky Williams for the Dolphins. I didn't like him for the Saints. I like Willis McGahee. I think Willis McGahee would have been a much better running back if he didn't have that devastating injury in college in that national championship game. I mean, there's so many guys, King Arthur, that I can just mention. But those are some of the guys that, that I have an appreciation for. I'm trying to think about. I mean, you got to go with Damian Tomlinson too. Damian Tomlinson, you got to have some respect for LT. But yeah, those to name a few. Let's see. Darren Sproles, Pierre Thomas, Mark Ingram was a good running back trio. Yeah, they were. They definitely were. TJ, if Mike T isn't, can AT Perry have a chance to start if he does well in camp? Yeah, he does. Like, I don't think the Saints are looking at it that way. Now, you got some guys that's going to get opportunities. Like, you got to be something special to be able to beat out Michael Thomas. If Michael Thomas is healthy enough to be out there and taking part in training camp, I don't think there's a wide receiver on this team that can beat this dude out. Like, let's not get it twisted. Michael Thomas is a special player. So I don't think that, he has some foot injuries, but let's not pretend like the first couple games of the season, we didn't see this dude kind of look like 2019 Michael Thomas. Excuse me. So nobody beating him out. Like, I don't see that happening. Now, I like Chris Olave. I think he have a lot of promise, but ain't nobody beating out Michael Thomas. But if A.T. Perry can go out there and maybe beat out Shaheed, I can see that. Traquan, I can see that. I can see him putting himself in a position to get reps, and also get opportunity to get more reps if somebody was to go down. I'm going to take a few more, and then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Let's see. Go with King Arthur again. Excuse me. Says TJ, were you a fan of Shaun Alexander? I like Shaun Alexander. He wasn't my favorite running back in the world. But I had a lot of respect for him. I watched him at Alabama. He was a really good running back there. He was a good running back for the Seattle Seahawks. I forgot about Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson, man. CJ2K. Like, come on. Mr. 2,000 yards right there, man. So, yeah, guys like that, like those were the guys that I just loved watching, growing up in the early 2000s. Like, man, I went to high school in 2000. So, that was during a time when, a lot of these running backs that we love, was out here just balling out. And I got to show some love to Deuce McAllister too, man. I love watching Deuce play too. Deuce getting loose. So, yeah, a lot of talented running backs during the earlier 2000s when you think about it. I used to like Quentin Griffin too. Quentin Griffin went to the University of Oklahoma, played with the Denver Broncos, with kind of a smaller guy. I think he was a recipient of a really good offensive line because that was during the time with the Denver Broncos. It was like no matter who they put back there, like they was going to run for 1,000. And also, man, Willie Parker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Willie Parker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know that may not be a name that a lot of people recognize or remember. Some of you probably do if you're really into football. But Willie Parker was another guy that was really, really good. Let's see. TJ, you can't forget about Warrick Dunn. Oh, no. Man, I like Warrick Dunn too. I mean, Warrick Dunn, how can you not like Warrick Dunn? I mean, Warrick Dunn was a beast at Florida State. He was a beast with Tampa. I don't know why Tampa didn't want to pay him, and he was a beast with Atlanta. And not to mention, I mean, the homes that he built, you know, for people and stuff like that couldn't afford it. You know what I'm saying? He still got that project still going on to this day. So yeah, shouts out to work done. Aaron Foster. Yeah, Aaron Foster was really good too. Good long stride running back. Had a lot of injuries though. Probably would have been a much better running back, and probably would have been more of a household name if he would have stayed healthy. TJ, can't forget about Chris Ivory. Yeah, I mean, I like Chris Ivory, but I wouldn't say that he's like one of my favorite running backs. Like, he had some moments, you know, a cup of coffee with the Saints, of 70-some yard touchdown here. And he did provide a spark for offense, you know, that needed one, and also, you know, made plays because the defense during that time couldn't stop traffic with a stop sign. But, you know, I got respect for him. I like Kyrie Robinson too, you know. The Saints, you know, they had like some moments, you know, Tavares Cadet. They had some guys who were, you know, not the best running backs in the world, but they gave you little moments where, you know, had you cheering and getting up out your seat. But I want to say thank you all for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Once again, my final thoughts are simple. We see the schedule. Looks like an easy schedule, you know, if you look at it that way. Me personally, I don't think there's no such thing as the easy schedule, but if you're going to look at a schedule and look at it as being easy, this would be a schedule, right? There are no more excuses. You got to get it done. You know who you're playing. You know who you're focused. You got to be focused on, and you got to execute, right? And it's all up to the New Orleans Saints. It's all up to the New Orleans Saints and what they're going to do. Nobody's going to lay down for them because the schedule is easy. Nobody is going to sit up here and just be like, oh man, the Saints are going to make the playoffs. No. You got to go out here and you got to get it done. If you don't, and you be on the outside looking in, I'm pretty sure some heads are going to roll because they're going to have some very unhappy New Orleans Saints fans at the end of the season. But I'm willing to give this group a chance, an opportunity to, you know, make things better. Dennis Allen has his guys. So let's see what's going to happen here. But be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. Also, the Gumbo Pod Sports podcast that's available, youtube.com, search Gumbo Pod Sports podcast. Previous episode for both podcasts available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Also a part of Megaphone, the Belly Up Media Network. You can follow me on Twitter at TJAYJones8. And also check out the Gumbo Pod website, which is gumbopodsports.com. Have a good morning, noon, night, whenever you're checking out this podcast. And like always, all I got to say is, who dat?
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mug. I'm good.